A young black man faces a petty theft charge in a tense Cleveland courtroom, where a racist judge mocks his every word, expecting a quick conviction. But his sharp attorney tears through flimsy evidence, turning the trial into a battle of truth against bias. The jury's shocking not guilty verdict stuns the room, and a bold investigator storms in, toppling the judge for misconduct. Justice prevails, but at what cost? Dive into this gripping tale of defiance and a twist that'll leave you thinking. Ready? The rain fell steady over Cleveland, Ohio on a gray November evening, turning Euclid Avenue into a slick ribbon of headlights and puddles. At 6:32 p.m., Marcus Tate gripped the wheel of his rusted Chevy Malibu, his knuckles tight against the cracked vinyl. 27. Lean with close-cropped hair and brown eyes, sharp with focus. He was a warehouse worker at a distribution center on the east side, 3 years steady, hauling boxes for $12 an hour. His faded hoodie clung damp from a long shift. His grocery bag, a loaf of bread milk, a pack of smokes, slumped on the passenger seat. He was 2 blocks from his apartment in Hoh when a corner store caught his eye. Quick stop neon, flickering a promise of warmth. He pulled over, gravel crunching, and dashed inside, rain streaking his face. The clerk, a wiry white kid, barely 20, glanced up from his phone as Marcus grabbed a candy bar from the rack. Snickers, 30 cents short in his pocket. He set it back quick, hands empty, and paid for the bread and milk with a crumpled 5, the clerk yawning as he bagged it. Outside, red and blue lights flared, 2 white cops. Officer Dan Walsh, 40 stocky, with a buzz cut and a loud stride, and Officer Pete Novak, 30 leaner, his smirk cutting through the drizzle. Walsh wrapped Marcus's hood flashlight, blinding Marcus squinted hands up, rain dripping down his neck. "Out!" Walsh barked, voice rough over the rain's patter, stepping closer, his boots splashing. "What's this?" Marcus asked, steady but tight, his pulse ticking up, rain soaking his hoodie. "Shoplifting," Novak said, smooth, too casual, circling to the passenger side, peering in. "Clerk called. Saw you nab a candy bar." "That's a lie," Marcus said, sharper now, rain in his eyes. "Paid for my stuff, check the receipt." "Step out," Walsh growled, yanking the door open. His hand on his holster, rain streaking his badge. Marcus stepped into the downpour, gravel cold under his sneakers, his mind racing. Warehouse worker, not a thief. Not tonight. Novak grabbed his arm cuffs, clicking cold, his grip tight. Rain masking the click. "You're under arrest, petty theft," Novak said, smirking wider, shoving Marcus toward their cruiser lights, pulsing red against the wet street. Marcus stumbled, rain blurring his vision, the cuffs biting his wrists, his grocery bag left in the Malibu soggy and forgotten. "Check the receipt camera," Marcus said, voice rising, cutting through the rain, hands twisting in the cuffs. "I didn't take anything." "Tell it to the judge," Walsh said, firm, slamming the cruiser door, rain drumming the roof. They drove off. Marcus's car abandoned on the curb, the quick stop's neon fading in the rear view, a silent lie. The Cuyahoga County Courthouse loomed downtown, a gray slab of stone and glass, its 5th-floor courtroom, a box of scuffed oak and buzzing fluorescence on a damp Tuesday morning, November 12th, at 8:57 a.m. The gallery filled slow 60 locals in coats and caps, retirees with coffee, a few suits from Public Square whispering bets on the day's docket. Marcus sat at the defendant's table, cuffs off his borrowed suit, gray too big at the shoulders, hanging loose, his hands steady despite the nights in lockup. 3 days on a hard cot, his eyes sharp with resolve. The charge was petty theft, 50 cents worth of candy, the clerk swore. Marcus pocketed no receipt, found the store's camera, broken, per the report. Public Defender Laura Hayes stood beside him, 34 white, her blonde hair tied tight, her navy suit crisp, her green eyes fierce with focus. She'd taken his case pro bono after a call from his sister, 2 years out of Cleveland state law sharp, and ready to fight. Judge Walter Grayson presided, 70, too tall and gaunt, his silver hair thinning his black robe, a shield of authority, his blue eyes cold behind thick glasses. Known for 40 years as Cuyahoga's hard line, He ruled with a gravelly voice and a racism that seeped like rust. Black defendants, his punching bag, his bench, a throne of bias. He banged his gavel, worn oak, cracking the hum, his voice booming. Order, State versus Tate, petty theft. Defendant plead. Marcus stood slow, his voice steady, low, cutting through the hush. Not guilty, Your Honor. Grayson's lips twitched a sneer, breaking fast. Not guilty, huh? Another one with a story, oughta save it for the choir boy. A chuckle rippled Mr. Jenkins. 60, front row, grinned. A deputy snorted by the wall. Got sticky fingers or just a sweet tooth? Laura stepped up fast, her voice firm, slicing the air. Objection, Your Honor. Relevance and prejudice. Overruled, Grayson growled, leaning forward, his gavel tapping light, his voice dry. Sit down, counselor. He's got a look I know. State your case. Prosecutor Ed Riley stood 41, white slick in a charcoal suit, his brown hair combed flat, his voice smooth with county polish. Your Honor, clerk at Quick Stop Evan Mills saw Tate grab a candy bar November 8th, 6:34 p.m. Pocket it. No payment. Arresting officers Walsh and Novak nabbed him outside, item missing, intent clear. Petty theft sticks. Grayson nodded, pen scratching his eyes on Marcus sneer-wide. Tate your fairy tale. Amuse me. Laura stood slow, her voice steady, filling the hush. Her eyes on the jury, 6 men, 6 women, 3, black 4, white 5. Mixed ages, their faces blank, but watching. Your Honor, evidence is thin. No candy. No video, clerk's word. Shaky. My client bought bread, milk, paid cash, arrests. A reach bias drove it. Grayson barked a laugh, harsh, his voice cutting. Bias. He's lucky I'm here. Street types get what they earn. A murmur rippled Mrs. Coleman. 55-second row tensed. Mr. Jenkins grinned wider. Prove it or he's done. Laura nodded, calm, her voice firm. We will jury'll see truth, not color. The trial churned. Riley called Evan Mills, 20, white, skinny, his hoodie sagging, his voice shaky, as he swore, in rain, tapping the windows outside. Ed approached, smooth, his voice rising. Mr. Mills, November 8th. Tell us. Mills shifted hands, twisting his voice low. Saw him. Tate grabbed a Snickers 6:34 p.m., stuffed it in his pocket. Walked out. Didn't pay. Ed nodded. Quick. Handing up a report, Exhibit A, Sheriff's Log, 6:39 p.m. Arrest. Outside Quick Stop. Exhibit A. Officers found him, candy gone, intent clear. Grayson smirked, his pen scratching his eyes on Marcus. Stuffed it, huh? Quick hands, bet you're good at that. Laura stood fast, her voice sharp, slicing through. Objection. Your Honor's remarks taint this trial. Overruled. Grayson growled his gavel, banging his voice gravelly. Sit. He's got the look, keep going. Laura approached slow, her voice steady, cutting through Mills's fidget. Mr. Mills, you saw him pocket at Clearview? Yeah, pretty clear, Mills said fast, his eyes darting rain loud outside. Pretty clear? Laura pressed calm, her eyes locking his, handing up a photo. Exhibit B, store counter, 6:30 p.m. Time-stamped, blurry shelves, dark corners. Exhibit B, stores dim. Your spot 10 feet off. How's that clear? Mills swallowed his voice, faltering, slight hands twisting harder. Was close, saw it. Close 10 feet? Laura asked, steady. Her voice rising slight, handing up a receipt. Exhibit C, 6:33 p.m. Bread milk. $5 paid cash. Marcus Tate's bag. Exhibit C. He paid this yours? Mills shifted fast, his voice low, eyes on the floor. Yeah, guess so. Didn't see that. Didn't see. Laura pressed firm, her eyes on the jury, now 6, leaning forward. 3, frowning. You saw a Snickers. Nothing else, dark store. 10 feet, sure it was him? Yeah, maybe, Mills said slow, his voice cracking slight, his hands shaking now. Maybe? Laura asked, calm, her voice. A blade. Handing up a report, Exhibit D, Sheriff's Log. No candy found. Marcus Tate searched clean. Exhibit D. No Snickers. Cops found nothing. Your story, sure? Mills slumped, his voice a whisper, rain drumming louder. Guess thought it was him. Laura turned slow, her voice steady, eyes on the jury. 7, leaning forward now. No further questions. Witnesses' guess isn't proof. Grayson barked sharp, his voice cutting through the hum, his gavel banging once. Guess is good enough. Street kids swipe. Seen it plenty. The gallery murmured 60 voices. Mrs. Coleman tensing, Mr. Jenkins. Nodding a farmer, in plaid, shifting uneasy rain tapping the glass. Laura sat her eyes on Marcus steady, a faint nod back, his hands unclenching, slight hope flickering. Ed stood slow, his voice faltering slight. State calls Officer Dan Walsh. Walsh stepped up 40 stocky, his buzz cut damp, his uniform crisp, his voice gruff as he swore in rain, steady outside. Ed approached fast, his voice rising. Officer Walsh, November 8th. Your arrest. Yeah, Walsh said firm. His hands clasped, eyes on Marcus. Got a call. Quick stop, 6:37 p.m. Shoplifting clerk, ID'd Tate. Nabbed him outside Candy, gone intent, clear. Booked him. Ed nodded, quick handing up the log. Exhibit A, 6:39 p.m. Arrest time stamped Euclid Avenue. Exhibit A, caught him item, missing petty theft holds. Grayson smirked, his pen scratching his eyes on Marcus' sneer wider. Gone, huh? Swallowed it quick. Bet he's slick like that. Laura stood fast, her voice sharp, slicing through. Objection bias. Your Honor's remarks poison this jury. Overruled. Grayson growled, his gavel banging his voice, gravelly. Eyes on Marcus, glare hot. Sit, he's got the type, keep going. Laura approached slow, her voice steady, cutting through Walsh's glare. Officer Walsh, 6:39 searched him. Found what? Nothing. Walsh said fast, his voice firm, hands steady. Candy was gone. Pocketed it, ate it, ditched it. Don't matter. Nothing? Laura pressed, calm, her eyes locking his, handing up Exhibit D, sheriff's log. No, items recovered. Marcus Tate clean. Exhibit D, no candy, no proof. You searched, sure? Yeah, clean, Walsh said firm, his voice faltering, slight eyes darting to Novak by the wall. Didn't need it, clerk saw enough. Enough? Laura asked, steady. Her voice rising slight, handing up Exhibit B, store photo. 6:30 p.m. Dark, blurry, 10 feet off. Exhibit B, clerk's view. Dim, 10 feet. You trust that? Yeah, good enough, Walsh said fast, his hands clenching, now rain drumming harder. Good enough, Laura pressed firm. Her eyes on the jury, now 6, frowning, 3 nodding slight. No candy, no video. Clerk's guess you booked him, why? Saw him matched, Walsh said sharp, his voice cracking, slight eyes on Marcus, glare hot. Matched? Laura asked, calm her voice. A blade handing up Exhibit C, receipt, 6:33 p.m. Bread milk paid. Marcus Tate's bag, Exhibit C. He paid, cops called, 6:37 4 minutes. Where's the Snickers? Walsh shifted fast, his voice, low, eyes on the floor. Didn't find it. Don't matter, clerk saw. Laura turned slow, her voice steady, eyes on the jury. 7, leaning forward now. No further questions. Guess isn't evidence, cops got nothing. Grayson barked sharp, his voice cutting through the hum, his gavel banging once. Rain steady now. Clerk's word. Cops' word. Plenty street types. Don't need candy to prove it, seen it 40 years. Defense your sob story, go on. Laura stood slow, her voice steady, filling the hush, eyes on the jury. 8, watching now. 4, frowning slight. Your Honor, evidence is nil, no candy, no video, clerk's guess, shaky, cops found nothing. Marcus Tate. Paid receipt. Proves arrest, so reach bias. Pushed it. Jury'll see justice, not prejudice. Grayson barked a laugh, harsh, his voice cutting rain. Drumming now. Justice. He's lucky he's here. Street kids swipe, seen it 40 years, prove it, or he's mine. Laura nodded, calm. Her voice, firm, eyes on the jury. 9, leaning forward now. We will, truth'll stand watch. The trial stretched. Laura called Marcus slow, steady, his borrowed suit creasing his voice, clear as he swore in rain, tapping steady outside. Laura approached, calm, her voice steady, cutting through the hum. Marcus, November 8th. Tell us. Marcus stood slow, his voice steady, filling the hush, eyes on the jury. 10 watching now. Went to Quick Stop 6:32. Bread Milk Smokes grabbed a Snickers 30 cents short. Put it back, paid $5 receipt left. Cops nabbed me. 6:37. No candy, didn't take anything. Laura nodded, quick handing up Exhibit C receipt. 6:33 p.m. Bread Milk $5 paid. Marcus Tate's bag. Exhibit C your buy. 6:33 cops called. 6:37 4 minutes. Where's the Snickers? Didn't take it, Marcus said firm. His hands steady, eyes on Grayson, then the jury. 11. Now all watching. Put it back. Paid left cops got nothing, didn't take it. Grayson barked sharp, his voice cutting through the hum, his gavel banging once, rain loud now. Did not, huh? Bet you're good at hiding street tricks. Seen it plenty rapid. Laura stood fast, her voice sharp, slicing through eyes on Grayson. Then the jury, 12 now all locked in. Objection bias. Your Honor's remarks. Taint this trial, jury. Here's it. Overruled. Grayson growled, his gavel banging twice. His voice, gravelly eyes on Marcus, glare hot. Sit, he's got the look. Keep spinning, boy. Laura approached slow, her voice steady, cutting through Marcus's calm. Marcus searched 6:39 cops. Found what? Nothing. Marcus said, firm as hands, steady eyes on the jury now, all 12 steady. Searched me clean, receipt in my bag. Bread Milk Smokes, no. Snickers didn't take it. Laura nodded, calm, handing up Exhibit D Sheriff's Log, 6:39 p.m. No items recovered. Marcus Tate searched clean. Exhibit D cops confirm nothing, your story, sure? Sure, Marcus said. Steady his voice, rising slight eyes on Grayson. Then the jury, all 12, nodding faint now. Paid left, didn't steal, cops jumped clerks wrong. Don't know why, maybe him. Grayson barked a laugh, harsh, his voice cutting through rain, drumming hard now. Maybe me, huh? Bet you're slick. Street kids always got a tale, seen it 40 years rapid. Laura turned slow. Her voice, steady eyes on the jury, all 12 locked in now. No further questions. Marcus's truth cops got, nothing clerks guess, jury'll see. Ed stood fast, his voice sharp, slicing through the hum, approaching Marcus. Slow eyes on him, glare hot. Mr. Tate. 6:34 clerk, saw you. Snickers pocketed. Sure, you put it back, sure. Marcus said, steady his hands, steady eyes on Ed. Then the jury. 11 still steady, 1, frowning slight. Grabbed it. 30 cents short, put it back, paid left receipt proves. 6:33. Ed pressed quick, his voice rising, handing up Exhibit A Sheriff's Log, 6:39 p.m., arrest outside Quick Stop. Exhibit A. Cops nabbed you 6:37 4 minutes. Where's the Snickers? Didn't take it, Marcus said firm. His voice, steady eyes on the jury, 12, steady again now. Put it back. Paid left cops got nothing. Don't know where it went, clerks lying. Ed barked, sharp, his voice cutting through rain, loud now, handing up a photo. Exhibit E, Quick Stop counter, 6:30 p.m. Snickers rack, blurry 10 feet off. Exhibit E racks. There. You took it, ditched it, sure? Sure, Marcus said calm, his hands steady, eyes on Ed. Then the jury, all 12 steady now. Didn't ditch, didn't take paid left receipt. 6:33 cops. 6:37 nothing, clerks off, check him. Ed sat slow, his voice faltering slight. His papers scattering, eyes on Grayson, then down. No further questions, clerk, saw enough. Grayson barked sharp, his voice cutting through the hum, his gavel banging once, rain steady now. Enough, street kids, swipe. Don't need candy to know seen it 40 years, defense more? Laura stood slow, her voice steady, filling the hush, eyes on the jury, all 12 locked in now. No, your honor, Marcus's truth stands evidences. Nil jury'll see rest. Grayson nodded, his pen scratching his eyes on Laura. Sneer wide. Recess 30 minutes, jury's out after. The gavel cracked, the gallery buzzing. 65 voices, whispers swelling, Mrs. Coleman muttering, he's clean, Mr. Jenkins, smirking, a farmer, in plaid, nodding, slow rain, tapping the glass. Marcus sat, his hands unclenching more. His eyes on Laura, steady her nod, faint hope bright now. At 10:47 a.m., court resumed, the gallery, thicker 70 now, benches, groaning the air, tense with anticipation, rain steady outside, a low hum against the windows. Grayson banged his gavel. His voice deep, filling the hush, his eyes on Marcus. Sharper now, sneer wide still. Order State versus Tate jury's back verdict. The gallery hushed, 70 voices, Mrs. Coleman gripping her purse. Mr. Jenkins's smirk fading, a farmer in plaid leaning forward, his breath held. The foreman stood 45 white, his brown hair short, his voice steady, cutting through the silence like a blade, hands steady on the paper. We the jury, State versus Tate. Petty theft, find the defendant not guilty, evidence lacking, witness shaky. No proof, court's bias clear, justice served. The gallery erupted, 70 voices, cheers, swelling Mrs. Coleman, standing clapping loud, yes. Mr. Jenkins slumping, a farmer in plaid shouting, damn, right. A woman in a coat weeping, soft rain drumming hard now. Grayson banged his gavel 5 times, his voice cracking. Order, damn it, order! His face red, his silver hair askew. His eyes wide, shock breaking through. Marcus exhaled slow. His eyes wet, his hands gripping Laura's, her smile warm, fierce. You're free finally. You're... Laura stood fast, her voice firm, slicing through the roar, eyes on Grayson. Then the jury, all 12 steady now. Your Honor, jury saw truth, not bias, justice won. Grayson barked sharp, his voice thin, cutting through rain, loud now, his gavel banging twice. Eyes on the jury glare, hot. Bias? This is my court, your job's proof, not preaching, he's lucky street kids. A man strode in 50 black, his suit crisp, his badge flashing, cutting through the gallery's buzz. 10 parting, fast rain, tapping steady. Judicial Affairs Investigator, Paul Reed, Your Honor. We're probing your conduct. Misconduct claims, step down now. Grayson froze his gavel, slipping, clattering loud, his voice, a whisper. Eyes on Reed, then Marcus, then the jury, all 12. Steady rain drumming harder. This my court, 40 years. Reed stepped up slow, his voice steady, cutting through the hush, handing up a file. Exhibit F, sealed, thick stamp, judicial review, November 12th. Misconduct bias complaints, 10 years piled high. Exhibit F claims, bias rulings. Tape step down, investigations live. The gallery buzzed, 75 voices, Mrs. Coleman shouting, out, Mr. Jenkins slumping, more a farmer, in plaid clapping loud rain, steady now. Grayson stood slow, his robe swishing, his eyes on Marcus, then Reed, then the jury, his voice gone, his face gray, his hands shaking slight. Bailiffs moved 2, then 4, flanking Grayson slow, his steps heavy, his voice a mutter lost in the slam of the door, rain drumming loud now. Reed turned slow, his voice firm, eyes on Marcus, then Laura, then the jury. All 12, steady still. Justice starts. Misconduct ends today. Marcus stood slow, his borrowed suit creasing, his voice steady, cutting through the roar, eyes on Laura, then Reed, then the jury, all 12 nodding faint now. I'm free, finally. Thank you, truth won. Laura stood beside him, her voice warm, slicing through the hum. Eyes on the gallery, 75 voices cheering soft. Now rain tapping steady. Jury saw truth beat, bias systems cracked. Marcus stands. Reed nodded, calm, his eyes on Marcus, then Laura, then the gallery, 75. Steady now, rain easing outside. Investigations on justice rolls, watch it. At 11:03 a.m., the courtroom emptied, 75, scattering, Mrs. Coleman lingering. You're a fighter, son. Her purse clutched tight. Marcus stood, his hands free, his voice low to Laura. Just wanted my name, got it back. He walked out, slow, steady, the halls tile cold under his sneakers. The rain's drone, fading the courthouse, a quiet shell now. Laura stood outside, 11:17 a.m. Rain eased the steps, slick reporters swarming, 10 mics out, cameras, flashing her voice, steady cutting through. He's free. Jury saw bias lost, systems waking. Keep watching. Marcus walked half ahead, his apartment close. His steps steady, his hoodie damp, his eyes sharp, rain a mist now. Cleveland stretched gray alive. The courthouse a bulk behind justice. A spark. Not a fix. His fight won, his path open still. Thank you all for watching this video. Please comment and let me know what you think about this story. Please like and subscribe to watch more great content on my channel.